Hi, and welcome
to Faxon blog and podcast.
There are two distinct schools of thought on Goetta eating. Goetta, like I said, there are divisions all over the place. There are two schools of thought: ketchup or maple syrup.
Oh.
Ketchup is the right choice.
You know what though? I think my sister does maple syrup.
The maple syrup thing you tend to see from people who are foreigners. Non-Cincinnatians, non-Germans.
Hey, tonight, surprise Bobby. I found one of your mother-in-law's recipes in the PTA cookbook. You gotta make this today before he gets home. I'm like, all right, give it to me. So it's the chess pie recipe. Let me show you something though. She called me at work, and just to let you know how long ago it was at work, it was in the days where we still used these little pink notifications.
So this is a Betty Faxon stuffing recipe.
Yes.
So we're cooking on a Camp Chef woodwind, the 24-inch woodwind. Thank you so much to our friends at Camp Chef for sending us this. Sent us the woodwind smoker and the sidekick, side attachment there. So the first step in Goetta making is the oats. Sort of importantly, pinhead or steel cut oats, not rolled oats. Rolled oats are an entirely different thing and do not work in Goetta. So we're just gonna take our container of oats here, 5 cups, into large pot. Add in about 8 cups of water. You have to check through cooking, sort of water levels, and might have to add some water. The goal is not really like oatmeal. It's cooking the oats more like a sticky rice. So actually I've done this before in a rice cooker. That's my alternate method of cooking these oats. Rice cooker works pretty well. If I were being true to grandma's recipe, I would be using a double boiler here, but nobody owns a double boiler, and nobody needs a double boiler, right, Britt?
I have a double boiler.
Do you have a double boiler?
I do have one, but we're not going to be able to make much Goetta in my
No, they're all tiny, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like making hollandaise sauce or something, you're gonna use a double boiler, but not for Goetta. So first step, 5 cups oats, 8 cups water. Turn on heat. Just get it up to a boil, and then we're gonna reduce it down to a low simmer. And it's just sort of check water levels, check oat tenderness, play it by ear. It's cooking oats in not really the general fashion you would. So it's like sort of difficult to find recipes for. Then in here, I'm gonna chop up rough chop 4 onions, and the only other thing that goes in there, and one of the most important flavorings in Goetta, is bay leaves. So we're gonna put a bunch of bay leaves in there. We're probably gonna leave them in the entire time and leave it up to the end eater to pick them out. At least that's what that's what Grandma would have done. Not fished around for all 8 bay leaves and tried to mess around with that. So Goetta is, and it's pronounced Goetta or Goetta. It's not pronounced in any sort of German way. It is Goetta or Goetta. But Goetta is a uniquely Cincinnati dish. It's a German immigrant dish, but it doesn't, so far as anyone can tell, exist in the same way in Germany. This is a Cincinnati German immigrant dish, and it's sort of like one of those poverty dishes, right? So it's it's making a breakfast meat out of, or extending a breakfast meat by using oats. You know, something cheaper than the meat, right? So, you know, that's sort of what it's about. There are a couple of, I mean, not a couple. There are multiple different, you know, recipes and incarnations of Goetta through Cincinnati. There are like two big commercial brands in Cincinnati, Glears and Queen City. Queen City, yeah. You know, but if you go to any little small butcher shop in the city, and in particular anyone that has some German heritage, ooh, nice. You're gonna find their homemade Goetta recipes. So this is my mom's homemade recipe. So there are a couple of different ways to treat Goetta, and one of them is sort of more like a bologna or something, where you would cook the oats and the meats together, and you know, for a long time, and the spices, and then afterwards you would refrigerate in loaves, and when you're ready to cook it, you would cut slices and fry them up in loaves. That's sort of the way that both Glears and Queen City Goetta is. But a lot of the smaller family recipes are actually raw recipes. So you cook the oats and onions and whatnot, but then you mix in with spices and meats that are raw, you know, once the oats have cooled. And then you cook from there. You put it in a pan and fry it up for breakfast. So that's what my recipe is. Just sort of rough chop these onions. They're gonna be cooking, you know, probably for hour and a half with the oats. So they'll sort of start to fall apart. You know, and then you get a little texture in the finished dish, you know, the onion texture. All right, so and then bay leaves. 1, 2. You're supposed to use an odd number of bay leaves. Even number. Yeah, isn't there some like superstition about it?
I don't know that one.
Well,
I love the flavor, so
that's
let's go
6,
with the maximum.
7, 8. Let's call it 9. So just give it a stir and lid back on until it's boiling. We will reduce heat to very low simmer and go from there. The next part of Goetta making is the meat. So Goetta is generally pork and beef, and something like a beef chuck roast or round roast would be great, and then pork shoulder. So this looks a lot like sausage making. So this part of Goetta is like making breakfast sausage pretty much. The general ratio is about 1 pound to 2.5 cups of oats. So we did 5 cups of oats. So we're gonna do 2 pounds of each of these. This is like a 7-pound shoulder. So I'm gonna take roughly 1/3 of it. And then we just want to dice this up, you know, cube this up, because we're gonna run it all through a meat grinder. So generally like 1-inch cubes work best for, you know, running through a meat grinder. Although meatyourmaker.com sent us a meat grinder to use that looks like I could probably jam anything through it. So, you know, I'm not gonna be too worried about making this small enough for our meat grinder, because our meat grinder looks giant. This meat's been sitting in the freezer for about 30 minutes or so. Before you grind meat, you want to get it down sort of not frozen, but partially frozen enough where it firms up a little bit. It really helps with grinding it. The fat doesn't get all gummy. It grinds nicer. So throw it in your freezer for a little bit, but not solidly frozen. Like I said, we have a chuck roast. So this section looks like it's got a little gristle on it. So just gonna cut that out. No need to add it to our mix unnecessarily, right?
Your German grandma did not spare that. That one.
No, I know.
Jeez Louise. Bunch of sausage.
I know, I'm being choosy about it.
It's ground meat, Jay.
I'd be very disappointed. All right, so we have our grinder blade switched over to the fine grind. I'm just gonna kick this guy back on. And there we go. This thing's incredible.
What a nice. What an incredible thing.
I feel like I'm working at a professional butcher shop. Yeah. So Britt pointed out earlier, I didn't exactly explain the goal with the oats. So the end goal is something that just get the oats nice and plumped up, get them to absorb as much water as you can, get them tender. Tender is the key. And you do want a little stickiness at the end. You don't want it dry like rice. I said I cook it in a rice cooker, but I don't want it dry like rice. I want some of that stickiness in there, because you're using some of that stickiness to bind the thing. So that is the goal with the oats. You don't want them wet. You don't want a bunch of water left in there. But nice, tender, and still sticky. So, all right. So the next part of the Goetta is seasoning the meat. So Meat also sent us this incredible meat mixer. It is a giant mixer. Can we? I guess I don't need to hold that up to that camera if we got a camera sitting right above it, right? This thing goes together really easily. I'm pretty excited about it. Don't have to try to get things evenly mixed with my hands, which is always fun. So we're gonna put our meat in here. This thing is huge also, so that's great. Meat. Then our seasoning. So a couple of teaspoons of salt. Nice. A couple of teaspoons of black pepper. Then we have coriander. I'll write out ingredients for this, so I'm not really gonna quote them now. About like a teaspoon in there. We have sage, thyme. The thyme, you could use any real like green herb. The sage and the thyme. I mean, I like sage, but thyme could be marjoram just as well. Coriander. And nutmeg. And then a little brown sugar. And a fair amount of garlic. Maybe
That's something like 6 tablespoons.
yeah, right. 10 cloves or so of garlic. So then just sort of mix this around, get it evenly distributed. This thing's incredible. Look at this. All right, final Goetta assembly. We have cooled the oats on some sheet pans here. You want them to be cool to cold, not hot. You don't want to cook your meat preemptively here. So in the mixer, we have our ground pork, ground beef, spices. Now we're just adding all our oats here.
Still, Jay, I know you said that we were supposed to pick up
This is like a DIY, like while you're eating thing.
I can't do it. They have to go.
You gotta dig them out while you're eating.
No, they're gonna get twisted up, and then there's gonna be little pieces.
They stay whole. They stay whole. I promise you. I promise you. There's no more grinding. Yeah. So, you know, the oat ratio to meat ratio, you know, approximate. I'll write it up. We'll have some published numbers, but you know, this is all.
It looks to me
It's
like
all
you
poverty
have about,
driven, you know. I mean,
This is not baking.
you're adding as many oats as you want to stretch the meat to, but yeah, it's you know, it's probably cooked volume worth. You know, about 1.5 times the amount of oats as meat by volume. You know, I have no clue.
Looks like it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there go the bay leaves.
There go the bay leaves, Brett. I'm pretty excited about this meat mixer. Normally this is a by hand sort of operation, and it gets a little messy. So, you know, the meat mixer, nice touch. Yeah. Good enough. Mix it in. Yeah, right. So I was realizing that when I was mixing the meat, I was just turning it one direction, but I think it actually mixes better if you sort of alternate here. You know, it hits the blades at different angles. You know, it gets it really nice and mixed up. So you want this well mixed, and you want it fairly sticky, sort of like the consistency of breakfast sausage. If it is not sticky enough, you can add like a little water or beer. You know, so if you just, it looks okay. I mean, you know, you could add, you know,
It smells great.
a couple ounces of beer.
Looks great, smells great.
Yeah, right.
A pan, start
Yeah,
frying.
yeah, right. So then, you know, what you could do with this is put it into like a loaf pan and refrigerate it and cut it out to portions.
My grandma did it.
Right, but we're just gonna cook some right up. So
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
let's get this. Let's get it hot first.
Okay.
I like not cooking it like bacon where you put it in the cool pan.
Okay.
I tend to think you heat the pan and then put it in.
Okay.
So fair warning. The pinhead oatmeal explodes violently and will shoot at you without warning.
Yes.
So cooking Goetta is
Dangerous.
yeah, it has risks involved.
Yeah.
You know, it's like maybe a breakfast food, but you know, sort of like bacon. Don't like wander downstairs and start cooking with your shirt off and in your boxers. It's
It's not usually something I do, so I'm safe.
right. You know, the Goetta splatter is worse than the bacon splatter. So
All right.
okay, so we have
Jay,
that going.
Hold on, Jay, though. Let's talk about Goetta for just another second.
Yes.
There are two schools of thought, And
Right.
let it be known that the first time I encountered another family's cooking of Goetta, I was saddened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Jay, I don't know what your family did, but as for my family, we did it crumbled.
Yeah. Right. Right. So yeah, there are definitely two schools of thought.
You're not a Patty family, are you?
No. No. And
I know your mom's name is that, but
right. Right. No, we're more of a, sort of throw it in, it gets loose, it, gets browned up.
What are we thinking? More like a
Like
a hash.
Like a hash, yeah. Yeah, like a
okay.
hash.
All right.
Hash.
Just making sure, 'cause
less like a loaf,
you were
more like a hash.
indicating,
Well, yeah, I mean this one, it's sort of partially you play it by ear with the texture of your Goetta.
Okay.
If it comes out stickier, it ends up staying in patties. But if it doesn't come up sticky, sometimes it does come up a little more hashy. But in general, I like brown and turn and
Brown and
get
turn,
it.
brown and turn.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it falls apart, right?
All right. I'll start managing this. You're gonna move over to
All right.
the pan.
Moving over.
All right.
We were ready to go. So cook until you got some nice brownness on it. And so Britt just did something that I think we need to back up for a second and take a look at. Yeah, that move. Can we get that, Dustin?
Oh, it's on.
Okay. Okay. So there are two distinct schools of thought on Goetta eating. Goetta, like I said, there are divisions all over the place. There are two schools of thought: ketchup or maple syrup.
Oh.
Ketchup is the right choice.
You know what though? I think my sister does maple syrup.
The maple syrup thing you tend to see from people who are foreigners. Non-Cincinnatians, non-Germans. So if you see them reach for the maple syrup, they're not doing it right. Granted, it's delicious. I mean, you can't actually go wrong with maple syrup on there. But the right move is drizzle of ketchup. Sort of like, yeah, exactly.
Like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Perfect.
And for me, maybe just a shot of.
I'm impressed with that. I haven't seen that one. Yeah.
A couple little shots.
Yeah, right.
And then also for me, a whole bunch
Come
of ground.
on,
It's
ketchup.
coming out.
Oh, there we go.
Got it? A whole bunch of ground
Perfect.
pepper.
Man.
Yeah. You need
All
one of
right.
these
No,
things?
I'm going straight ketchup.
All right.
Straight ketchup.
Hold out your dish for me to see real quick.
There we go.
Jay, spectacular. And truth, I'm going to tell you, I've never had it where the meat is raw and you cook the meat.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
meat, the way I've always watched my grandma and my mom make it, the meat is boiled with the oats.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Perfect.
spectacular.
Now my grandma would also serve this with
Fried egg on top?
pieces of white toast, heavily buttered. So
Mixed in it?
nope. You would spoon it on the white toast, the buttered toast, and you would eat it like that.
A toast point.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. Right.
I'm loving this.
Right. But yeah, the fried egg, you can definitely put fried egg on top.
You could put this on top of your gravy and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, you can put Goetta on anything.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'll start managing this. You're gonna move over to
All
the
right.
pan.
Moving over.
All right. On
What
to.
am I doing?
You're gonna put your butter. That's a half a cup. It's a quarter of a pound of butter straight into the pan.
Straight in. Gotcha. This is
And all we're doing is we want to sweat celery and onions, not
sweat
brown.
celery and onions, not
Right.
brown.
We don't want
Okay.
brown. Yeah.
So this is a Betty Faxon
This is Betty-
stuffing recipe.
Yes. Yes.
Half a
So
cup butter.
Half of that, not the whole amount.
Okay, half of that.
Yeah.
Half.
All right, so that's a half a cup. half a cup of onions.
Half of this?
Yep, half a cup of onions into there.
Oh, good.
That looks good. Yeah. So then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna sweat those. Here's your spoon.
All right. Thank you.
And that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
Longer than a minute.
Yeah, right.
We do not want them brown, so it's just this gentle
Okay.
cooking of those. Looks good. I think those look good. Let's see them. I think so, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Pull it back on the heat. And then let's just go with half a teaspoon of salt,
All right. Half a teaspoon of salt.
half a teaspoon of pepper,
Half a teaspoon of pepper.
2.5 tablespoons. That's 5.
Ooh,
so let's go
nice.
with half. That's minced fresh sage.
Nice.
So half of that
Cool.
into there. Give it a good stir.
It smells great.
And now we're gonna let you. I'm gonna put that on your side.
All
So
right.
you're gonna dump that on the top of it. Give it a good toss.
Dump
your
this on the
hands.
top of this.
You got it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So in goes the butter, celery, onions, salt, pepper, sage.
Wow. Trying to get like every last bit of that butter out of there.
Butter. Don't leave any of that in the pan.
All right. Hand toss.
If you want to, if it's not too hot.
Hot.
You want the spoon.
Hot. Man. We could be using the meat mixer to mix
We
this.
could. We could have used the meat mixer for sure. Make sure it's nice and evenly spread out.
Yeah.
Once you think so, into this buttered casserole.
Right.
And that was a loaf of toasted bread. Something a little heavier than just your typical sandwich bread.
Gotcha.
Oh, very pretty.
Very pretty.
Half a cup of stock right onto just evenly. You know. Did you get that?
Yes.
Make sure you know. Yeah, yeah. I could not have asked for that to be more even.
More even, yeah.
That's perfectly
There
even.
you go.
All right, into the 350 oven. Give it 25 minutes. And we'll take it.
All right. So today we're gonna be smoking our turkey. 16-pound fresh bird here, thawed. Thank you, Dave's Fine Meats in Westchester, Ohio. We appreciate it. Got us a turkey last minute, so thank you very much. So we're gonna spatchcock this guy. Basically, cut out the backbone, spread it apart. I think it works well when you're smoking poultry to open it up, lets the smoke get in. You don't have an enclosed cavity, right?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like
It should cook more evenly.
right. Poultry cooks quick, cooks a little hotter. So you don't have a lot of smoke time, right?
Yeah.
So opening it up, trying to get as much exposed as possible, sort of helps with getting the smoke in there, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so just gonna cut through this flap here. Flip her over. Check and make sure nothing weird's in here. Cut off the tail. And then We can smoke the tail too.
Smoke the tail.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So basically what you want to do, start at the bottom, cut along both sides of the backbone.
I feel like I'm danger close here.
Turkey backbone. Then basically what we want to do, watch out, you got some like little sharp bits where you cut away the backbone. And just sort of give it a little help down the back here. Whoop.
I need to help you out here.
Maybe.
I need to give you an assist on the. There you go.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Now you just
They kind of just twist over like that. Yeah.
sort of twist them over.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Let's get rid of the spine. I don't need that. So our bird is all nice and opened up. You want to pass me some paper towels there, just enough to dry her off a little bit.
Let excess moisture off of there.
Yeah.
So, what are we gonna rub this thing in, Jay?
So we got some poultry seasoning rub. It is a citrus garlic rub.
Nice.
Little peppers, little spices.
I like a little heat on my bird.
Yeah, right. And you know, basically we're just gonna put some melted butter on here.
Okay.
You know, just or some softened butter, not melted, right?
Yep,
You know,
Yep.
just sort of help the rub stick.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you know, you want the skin to crisp up, right? You know,
Right,
you want the skin not to be rubbery, and so using like a butter base as opposed to like, you know, when you do pork, you'll do like maybe like a mustard
Yep,
base
that's
to
what
help
I
it
use.
stick,
I use
right?
Mustard on my pork. Yeah, that's like the trade secret, man. That's how you get that rub to stick. And
Right.
people always freak out. Why are you putting all this mustard on here? And really, it you can't even taste it when it's done.
Nah.
And it absolutely helps the rub stick to the your piece of meat there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but with
get it in and
the bird, right? You know, we want something that's gonna crisp up a little because the skin on the bird is, you know, if it's rubbery, it sucks.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. So
Do you want any trimming on the inside here to maybe trim up some of this little extra fat here?
yeah, we could take some of this fat off. Some of my little scraps that I still want to eat.
I don't think you want the grizz there.
I don't want that, but I do want some of these hearts and this liver. That liver looks delicious, doesn't it, Ryan? All right, so I'm just gonna start grabbing some butter here and just sort of getting it on all this. Little messy, but you know, whatever. All right, you want to grab this rub?
Yeah.
You want to grab this rub and just start putting it on the inside here?
Yep.
I was thinking when we smoke this, we'll probably be basting it a couple of times with some more melted butter.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, help keep that skin, you know, from drying out,
Yep.
get it a little crisp. And then maybe some lemon juice and some more rub in the baste, you know. Yeah, right, let's flip
Yeah,
her
so
over.
Let's pat this stuff on here a little bit. Let's grab this leg.
Yeah, right. Good. All right, flip her on over. And let's see, more butter. And then also, I like.
Yeah, you gotta get up in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
you sort of separate the skin from the breast here a little bit with your hand, and just dig on in, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Because I mean, you want the seasoning into the meat, right?
Right, yep.
You know, not just skin. Yeah, so let's Jam some butter down here. Whoa.
I got you.
You know, I really like a smoked turkey as opposed to an oven roasted turkey.
Yeah.
You know, I think turkey itself is sort of boring. How do you guys normally do turkeys?
So, we've a lot of times, traditionally we've done the oven roasted turkey, and there's the basting and the stuffing, and we've done it that way for a long time. We did a couple where we've deep fried them.
It always freaks me out.
It does. You see all these videos, these guys dropping these frozen turkeys in there, and oil's flying everywhere and catching on fire, and I think people do it on purpose now just to see what it's gonna do. I'm kind of hoping that tends to hurt, but.
Right.
But
nothing like 5 gallons of like boiling oil rolling towards your house,
dropping on an open flame.
Yeah.
But the deep fried turkey's got to be, it's got to be done right. A lot of people overcook them.
Yeah.
And the skin's really crispy, but the bird's cooked to death.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But it's kind of a thing. So this is actually gonna be new one for us. We typically don't do this style of turkey.
Yeah.
So I'm like really interested to see how well this turns out.
Yeah.
Everything looks amazing. I love the seasoning. This should be. I'm definitely excited. To see how this thing comes out, especially smoking it.
I really like smoked turkey over any other method. I think turkey is sort of boring bird, it's like I in general I prefer chicken, like any day of the week over turkey.
Right.
But I think that you gotta do turkey for Thanksgiving. You can't get away with doing a couple of chickens. Nobody's gonna buy that.
Right,
It's
absolutely.
Absolutely. You're gonna look like you're pulling one off on somebody. But I think smoking turkey works pretty well. It really adds some flavor that turkey needs,
right?
That it just doesn't have. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we want to prepare our little giblets here? We got some liver, we got some heart. What's your plan on that, Jay? Do you want to smoke that stuff?
I think same method here. I think we just roll them around and the rest is butter, right?
So we got some stuff here we don't want to use, right? We're gonna take this.
Yeah, take that out. That's
what was this here?
Trimming. That's the tail.
That's the tail.
Yeah, we'll smoke the tail.
We're gonna smoke the tail.
It's nice to sort of chew on. Turkey tail.
We're gonna pair that with your flame.
Right.
Man.
So I think just sort of like.
So you want to try a different rub on these? I think we have some different rubs here. You want to try for something a little different?
Yeah.
You want to go for the?
No, let's go with something more like more porky rub.
Okay. All right. So this is let's see here. This is kind of like it's got some brown sugar in it. Salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic in here.
Yeah.
Crushed. I think there's some crushed red pepper in here. Onion, paprika, that kind of a mixture. This is something like I would use on like a pork shoulder, or a brisket.
Yeah, perfect.
I think we'll give it a shot, man. I really like this seasoning. It does crisp up real well. Gives it a real nice flavor. It's not too overbearing.
Yeah, it's got some brown sugar. You say?
It's brown sugar.
Okay, so it's nice.
Oh yeah, it'd be good. Yeah. I think one last thing we're gonna try here. I think we're gonna throw some fresh cut lemon.
Yeah.
On the top of the bird here, and I've got some nice lemon.
Yeah.
Go ahead and cut this up.
Yeah, slice that guy up. Maybe we'll carry out the lemon slices and put them on the bird on the smoker.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're cooking today with what, Ryan? What sort of pellets?
So we're using Camp Chef's competition blend, which is a mixture of maple, hickory, and cherry, I believe.
Nice.
Smells like victory, I know that.
It smells like victory. Alright, so we're going to smoke this turkey at 225. Should be relatively quick, it's spatchcocked, so the cook time's pretty quick, right?
Right.
We're taking it, we're going to put some probes in it. What temp are we taking it to?
You want to cook that chicken about 160, 165. You don't want to go too much more than that.
Or that turkey.
Yeah, chicken, turkey, same difference.
Chicken. It's poultry.
It's poultry.
Poultry.
Yeah, right.
Same
160, 165. So we're cooking on a Camp Chef woodwind, the 24-inch woodwind. Thank you so much to our friends at Camp Chef for sending us this. Sending us the woodwind smoker and the sidekick, side attachment there.
And we'll be making some lunch here while we're waiting on our bird to get finished up.
Yeah, pretty excited about the smoker. It's super high tech. Ryan's been getting app alerts all morning as he fiddles with temperature settings, and it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, this thing is really high tech. It's got places for 4 meat probes, which is awesome if you're cooking different things. It was super easy to assemble. The assembly was really well done, very easy to do. Anybody could do this in 15-20 minutes. I mean, it was really easy to do. I think the quality of the product is amazing, to say the least.
Yeah.
So far I've been, really happy with this thing. Getting this thing, broken in, and all the playing with all the cool new features, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It's all connected to everything. It's awesome. So, you want to stick this bird in here?
Yeah,
Let's get
absolutely.
this thing going.
All right. So.
Yeah, you got your hands nice and clean.
Yeah, right.
Probably
My
got
hands are
some
nice and clean. All right. Nice.
Fits in there perfect.
These guys are gonna be hotter than hell, probably.
We'll go right into a thigh here. We'll go right into a breast. Just like that.
All right. You want to grab the lemon slices?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Giblets. So I got some, butter fallout here thrown on.
And we'll baste this guy too as we go. This is not hot by the way here. So.
All right, turkey tail. Smoked giblets over here.
Some liver and some heart on here.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad you're eating that.
All right.
Little lemons here. Bad boy.
Yeah, throw one of those on top there.
Gotcha. More nice one for that big boy here. Alright.
All right.
I think that looks great.
Can we close her up for him?
Yeah.
All right. Let's open it up.
Look at that.
So Ryan made some baste here, melted butter, garlic, herbs, a little more rub. Just putting this on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Help crisp that skin up a little bit, make it nice and crunchy.
Skin's starting to feel good, Ryan. It's
yeah.
Good.
Looks great.
All right.
All right, guys, we've reached temperature on our turkey here. Get ready to open this thing up and pull it out. Take a look at that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that turned out really good.
That looks great.
Look at that. Look at your turkey tail.
My turkey tail. Don't forget my turkey tail.
So today I'm going to teach Jay how to make chess pie. Chess pie is a recipe that's been around in the Faxon family for a long time. I was lucky enough to get a phone call one day from my stepmom, who was working on the PTA at Chevy at school in Cincinnati, Ohio. She goes, "Hey, tonight, surprise Bobby. I found one of your mother-in-law's recipes in the PTA cookbook. You got to make this today before he gets home." I'm like, "All right, give it to me." So it's the chess pie recipe. Let me show you something though. She called me at work, and just to let you know how long ago it was at work, it was in the days where we still used these little pink notifications telling us that we had a message.
Important message.
And here it is. This is Betty Faxon's chess pie recipe from the PTA cookbook from Chevy at School. Jay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, let's do
very
it.
excited.
Okay.
I'm not much of a baker, so I'm pretty
Jay,
excited
this is
about
not
this.
like chemistry baking.
Yeah.
This is like easy baking.
Nice.
All right, we're not going to use the easy bake oven, but easy baking.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's start. Let's go with 1 cup of brown sugar.
All right.
I
Dump it
always
in.
dump it in.
Dump it
I
in.
always end up with a combination of light and brown in the container, so it doesn't really matter.
Cool.
Let's go with a 1/2 cup of white sugar.
All right. All right. Very nice. Very nice.
And then, oh, I'm losing my way here. We're going with 1 tablespoon of flour.
1 tablespoon of flour.
Yes, sir.
All right.
2 eggs.
2 eggs. Gotcha.
2 tablespoons of milk.
All right. 2 tablespoons milk.
1 teaspoon of vanilla.
1
You-
teaspoon.
Or, Jay, you know what? Let's
Oh.
pretend like this is cooking.
I'll eyeball it.
Yeah, you eyeball it.
Good.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. And then we're going to, that is a 1/2 cup of melted butter in here.
I like that.
All right.
Anything that starts with a 1/2 cup of
Is your thing?
melted butter.
My thing too.
Totally on board.
All right.
Totally on board. All right. How's this contraption work?
We're going to put up the bowl.
Okay.
And we just want to mix it until it's light and frothy.
Light and frothy.
The color is
Okay.
going to change. It's going to get a lighter brown.
Yeah.
Grab that pie crust that you made earlier in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, right. Totally made this earlier in the day. Definitely made.
I think we might have to give the, hold on a second, don't put that in there now,
yeah.
Jay, or that thing is hitting the ceiling.
Right.
See how the color's changing?
Yeah, right.
Right? Let's get some of that. There wasn't much flour in there, so let's make sure we get it all in.
Right.
I feel like it's important for leavening or something.
Something, whatever it is. the
Yeah,
flour
those
does.
people who bake, they understand what flour does.
Yeah, right. Right.
It holds things together, leavens, I don't know.
We were talking about this earlier. Bakers are sort of like scientists,
They are.
and cookers are an entirely different thing.
Yep. Up you
All
go.
right, up I go.
Let's give it a few more. And we just want it to all be incorporated.
Yeah.
I feel like it's there. Lower the bowl. I'll take this off for you.
All right.
Jay, do you want the
I'm all right.
You're all right? Okay. All right. Yep, into the pie crust.
Pie crust.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sort of pour in.
Yes, sir. And this is not a deep dish pie crust. It's just the regular pie crust. Good job, Jay. You are a baker.
Right,
Oh, we had
right.
some lumps.
Yeah, some brown sugar.
Thanks for not getting the lumps in there.
Right. I figured I was only supposed to put the.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I don't know. It could be like a little bonus if you got that in your piece of pie, right?
Maybe it could, yeah, like those weird Easter cakes where they hide.
No, that's a king cake where they
Yeah,
hide
yeah,
the
the king
baby.
cake. That's
Easter.
it, that's it,
It's
that's
not
what it is.
Easter
It's
yet.
not Easter.
You were preparing for Easter at that
right,
point.
Right, the king cake.
All right. So some people maybe would put a little bit of aluminum foil on there to keep the crust from browning too much. I happen to like the crust
Yeah, it's
kind
a
of
sucker move.
well done.
That's totally a sucker move.
So we're gonna go
Well done
straight. We're
crust.
gonna go straight into the oven with
All right.
this.
Yeah. Cool. Right there.
Yeah.
What do we got? 375?
We've got 375 for about 42 minutes.
42 minutes.
42 minutes.
All right, I know.
You know, it's got to be a little bit precise.
Baking's a science, right? 42 minutes.
You got it. All right. Ready to make whipped cream?
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Absolutely.
2 cups of heavy whipping cream.
Cups. This is 4 cups, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks good.
2 cups heavy whipping cream.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
Turn
it
the
up.
bowl up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Turn it on high. And let's just watch it.
All right.
We don't want butter. We want
Right.
whipped cream.
Right, absolutely.
What happens when we overwhip?
Butter.
Butter,
Yeah.
which is delicious.
Yeah, right. I mean,
But we want whipped cream.
it's not that bad of a mistake, I guess.
No. Once it starts to probably get about halfway, we'll go with maybe 2 tablespoons and then test it. And instead of doing vanilla, we're gonna do bourbon.
Nice. Good
Nice.
move.
I think we're ready.
All right. 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, I think, don't you? We don't want it to be too sweet.
Yeah, right.
Powdered sugar,
tablespoons,
not
powdered
regular
sugar.
sugar. I think it's just smoother.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
Darn close.
Yeah, it's starting to look really good.
You like it a little looser or firm with cream?
I think I like a little firmer.
All right. Whatever you think.
How much? What's the general amount? I don't know much about.
Why don't we try a tablespoon?
Tablespoon. Is that like a part of a shot?
Just pour.
Tablespoon. Plus a little.
Yeah, plus a little more. There you go.
Couple of
Let's try it.
tablespoons.
Right.
Check that
Smells great.
Oh
I think we're there.
yeah. Nice.
Test it.
Test it. Okay. I can do that.
Delicious. All right. Next,
Yeah, we're there.
let's get that pie out of the oven.
Excellent.
Serve up a piece.
Excellent.
All right.
There we go.
Nice job, Jay.
Yeah, very good. What size pieces do we want?
That's perfect.
I do like the brown crust. You know, I think that's really the way to go.
Who wants anemic crust? Nobody.
All right.
All right. Serve us up. Very pretty. Nice job.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice.
Can't wait to taste it.
This looks incredible.
Right on. Nice job.
That's great.
Spot on.
That's great. Love the bourbon whipped cream with it.
Very nice. Good job, Jay.
Thank you, Brett.
Hi and welcome to the Faxon blog and podcast.